Zuko. Okay. Can you hear me? Type in the chat if you can hear me. I see the screen, but can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. I don't know what the fuck was up with Twitch. I don't understand. You out here increasing the cost of bits, but your ass can't get your fucking system to work. Okay. 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 Now we gotta start this whole ad crap over again. Oh, all right. Can you see me? Hello. Oops, it's imploding like Twitter. That's because this ran by two greedy ass mofos. Like, you know who runs both of these. But yes, hey. Okay, so we're gonna because it did the thing. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it. We're gonna be doing some "Am I the asshole?" and I'm gonna read it to you, and we're gonna talk about it. And don't mind my hair. I didn't feel like doing it, so and this is how I wear it at night. So this is just how it's gonna be. So yes, 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 yes. I got like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, 10, 11, 11. We're not gonna get through all of them, but we're gonna get through some of them. And I'm hoping we can have like some fun conversation. They are relationships, kink, and sex related. So, hopefully there are some topics that you guys might be interested in. There's also, of course, the regular. They're the regular redemptions. At this point, all of the mistakes are on purpose. That's what we're gonna say. All the mistakes are on purpose, and that's what we're gonna just tell people. Like I purposefully said regular, and that's what we're doing. Over snacks, ma'am. I don't even have any more. I don't have any treats for them, and they just ate. They're not getting a snack. I'm gonna refund you your points because we're not doing that. They just ate. They don't need no type of no, no, no. They just ate. We're not gonna be making my dogs fat. They just ate. We're home right here. You see him? Hey, right there. Homer is never too far. Homer's never too far. Hey, yes, he's not. He's not. Oh yeah, thank you for telling me I am now live. All right, let's start. Let's start. So this is BDSM sex kink related. So we're gonna just be going through them. We're gonna be talking. I need you all to scream if you stop seeing me. Okay? Sir, you're on my phone. You're on my phone. All right. So there was one that I really, really wanted to read first. No, not that one. Okay. So this one says, "Am I the asshole for wanting more sex?" Okay. I've been in a relationship for a few years now with a girl I've known for quite some time. At the beginning of our relationship, we had a very active sex life, and we would do it almost every day of the week. Being a college kid, I felt like that was necessary to relieve stress and get my mind off things. Not to mention the fact that my testosterone levels were probably at their peak. Recently, the number of times per week has decreased anywhere from 5 to 20 times. Jesus Christ, how much is that? From from 5 to 20 times to 1 to 2 times a week if I'm lucky. I'm very into this girl and enjoy the time we spend together. And although sex isn't the backbone of our relationship, it is still important to me. I've never become angry with her over the fact, but I have brought it up multiple times, and she said she wants to have more sex, but in the weeks following, it will just steady back out to the bare minimum. We spend so much time alone together, and quite honestly, we get bored a lot, which is another reason why I would think that sex should be more prevalent. I don't want to make this a big issue between the two of us, but I can't see myself with someone who has so little sex, especially when we had so much only a year ago. Am I the asshole for being frustrated with the lack of sex? So, really like I'm reading. You're just gonna speak to Homer says what Homer says. No, he needs to leave. So my thing will always be you are not the asshole for squeaking your toy in my ear. Never going to be the asshole because chat won't let you be the asshole for squeaking the toy in my ear. But now I'm not talking and he stops. He's looking up at me. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. So I'm gonna say no. He's not the asshole. He has never made her feel guilty about it. I guess he hasn't like brought it up or been mean in any kind of way. And you're very welcome to ask for what you need, as long as you're doing it in a respectful way. And if he feels he needs it, then this is a part of the relationship. The relationship is never single sided. It's not just you, and it's not just the other person. It is you two together. So you should be able to navigate your needs and desires, you know, in a respectful manner. I feel like I don't know. We don't know all the parts. He doesn't say how he brought it up to her. He doesn't say how the conversation went. He just said, "I've brought it up to her a couple of times, and, and we'd like get back on track, but then it'll fizzle out." I would just wonder, have you explored why? Like, have you explored why? And what was sex really like? Like, how do you know that she was being pleasured during that time? And she just feels like, oh, sex is just about him, so I'm just not really into it. That has happened to me before. Like, if I'm not feeling it, but otherwise the chemistry is there, like, yeah, sex won't be so hot on my list. It's not that high, you know. And other things could be going on. Like, have he explored that other than, hey, I would like to have more sex? That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I can't say he is the asshole because it doesn't sound like he has asked her in a way that would be um, insulting. But I don't know. He doesn't. He does not go into detail about how he has asked her. But he probably does. I'm not reading all that. Because and on Reddit they do the updates and here's more information type of stuff. Put all that in the first go. That's how I feel. We're gonna go based off what we read the first time. The past couple just fizzled out. Honeymoon period over. I know he said a year. He said it was a year. You have it like every day, and the chemistry could have been crazy high, and her libido could have been crazy high. And like I said, it could have been that you stopped pleasuring her. Like, have you talked to her for real, about what's really going on? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Especially with what more than 70% of women not orgasming, a lot of them are not enjoying the sexes. So it might be worth an exploration. That's all I'm saying. Hello, sweets. Oh, that means I gotta eat. Oh, I have to eat a bean anyway because Karibo did 5. Karibo was 10, so I gotta eat a bean. Welcome in, sweets. Thank you for the resub. 26 months. That's nuts. Karibo hit 20 months. It's like y'all was 6 months behind each other. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, don't heck yeah. Alright, let's get this bean. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your beans. Shake your beans. Oh, shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your beans. Shake your beans. Shake, 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 shake your beans. Okay, so let me stop procrastinating. I ain't even shaking nothing. Ah, shit. I don't want this. I already know what this is. It's either coconut or rotten milk, spoiled milk. I don't want this. Okay. No one's getting any treats. Y'all jump around like there's treats. Okay, what I missed? Got off the phone. Well, I gotta eat a bean, and it's either spoiled milk or coconut. I don't like either of those, so that's gonna be a thing. And we were talking about. Did I do that? No, actually, you made me notice that Karibo did that. So Karibo did that, and then we were talking about the most recent, not spoiled coconut. Ma'am, I'm trying to fill you in. I'm trying to fill you in. We were reading the first "Am I the Asshole?" where the gentle sir, was asking for more sex, and he was asking if he was the asshole for asking. And I always tell people you are not an asshole for wanting what you want and needing what you need. It's all about how you go about achieving that goal and how you say or it's what you say, like what you say to people. So we don't know how he said it to her. We don't know what it was, but how he went about it, I feel like it may not be assholish, but it doesn't seem like he explored why her libido has changed so drastically. Because that's a drastic change for a woman to want to have sex every day. To sex, okay, whatever. You know, it's a drastic change. So it's got to be something going on. And if all he is seeing is, oh, we're not having sex as often, it could be that you're not really attentive. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's the asshole because it doesn't sound like he asked her in any kind of way that would be insulting. I just feel like you could possibly be a little selfish. Let me eat this stupid bean. Oh God! Oh God! Ew! 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 Karibo, you're the asshole. Oh God! Ugh. That's just gross. I hate this. Ugh. Karibo, you're totally the asshole. Though I don't know how I got to 20. You're totally the asshole. You're totally the asshole. I just want to put that out there. You're totally the asshole. Jesus. This is so gross. Why do y'all do this? Why are y'all like this? This is disgusting. Okay, I'm closing that one. I've decided that he is neither the asshole, but he is the ass. He is not the asshole, but he is also selfish. That's. I've made my judgment. That's gross. That was so gross. So gross. Okay, this is gonna be a little long. You guys, it's stuck in my. Poor dude. So gross. Okay. So the next one is, am I the asshole for telling my sister and her boyfriend to cut out the weird BDSM stuff when they're invited to my place in front of family and kids? Is there anybody on their computer that can put up a poll so we can do the polls? We don't have to, but you can if you want to. All right, so I'm going to read this. I'm 28 female with a 4-year old and a 2-year old. And my sister, 23 female, has always been, shall we say, a little less responsible. I mean, BDSM is not necessarily irresponsible, so I feel like you're already the asshole. Let me continue. Let me continue. Let's wait. Let's wait. Okay. I'm not gonna pass judgment, even though I did. I just rewind. Didn't do that. Okay. A little less responsible and more adventurous in life. I've always tried to be supportive of her choices and tried to be someone she can confide in because we do not have a great relationship with our parents. The last 6 months, however, has been stressing our relationship. She is involved with an older guy, 33, and I'm not opposed to older men. I'm married to an older gentleman myself, but he's someone who isn't very mature and is leading my sister down some weird paths. Okay, again, BDSM isn't weird, but yeah, okay, we'll see, we'll see. I know they indulge in a lot of kinky things, which I don't worry about too much. However, they're starting to be bolder with it in family settings, and I think I want to call them out on it and stop them from doing it. I noticed she had a temporary tattoo on her shoulder that had something to do with cuffs, and she's wearing a little locker bracelet and some sort of collar that I know is them doing something about their BDSM stuff in public. I also noticed that she was not talking directly to him, eye contact, and staying back whenever we talked. I can imagine they enjoy this, but I want to keep this to the bedroom without others involved. I've got kids here, for God's sakes. Am I being too controlling, or is my or it's my party, and I just don't want them. I just want them to be normal and not have their bedroom spill over. I also really want her to end this relationship, but that's not something I can bring up or oppose. I told her that the next time she comes over, she needs to be more careful. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. I did a poll for 5 minutes so you can finish reading. Oh, I appreciate that. So, TLDR, ooh, using Reddit terms. Look at me, look at me, look at me. TLDR, her sister is into kinky stuff. She's always been. She's gotten a hold of a Dom, from what it sounds like. She's gotten hold of a Dom, and they are not show like she's showing a little more. I guess they've have some kind of agreement. Of course, that's what happens in these BDSM relationships. You have these agreements where you are to carry yourself a certain manner, depending on how you guys have agreed. That depends on how y'all agree. My whole thing here is she's trying to tell her like she can't carry that out and she can't wear what she's wearing, which are like a cuff bracelet and a collar. And she's saying she wants her to not do that in family settings. Now, my whole thing is the bracelet and the collar. I don't care if they have this dynamic and it's simply a certain respect level. I don't care. I don't think that we should be doing that. Like we should be telling people that they cannot carry out certain things in public. Like it's not like they are on a leash or you know she's barking or it's. I just feel like she's taking it too far. Like she's pushing it mentally too far because she already doesn't like it. And it seems like she has never liked it from jump. Like it seems like she's never liked what her sister was into from the jump. One, she calls it irresponsible. So as a person who's into BDSM and who has kinks, and as a community who talks about kinks all the time, I don't see it as irresponsible. You have a responsible way of practicing. You have irresponsible ways of practicing, but that is the same way in vanilla sex. You have responsible ways of practicing. You have irresponsible ways of practicing. So it's just there. I just don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, so I'm gonna vote. I'm gonna vote. She's definitely the asshole to me. That's my vote. Hey, Missy Tiffy. Not this poll, but no info. First of all, Missy Tiffy, you were supposed to be here and listening to the story. There was a story to go with the poll. I was reading it and I don't understand why you just come here and be like a stupid that there is no information. You're supposed to vote with the poll with no information anyway. That's how it works when you walk into a chat late. I say no because bringing your lifestyle outside the bedroom is sometimes a thing when it becomes more of a lifestyle instead of a bedroom thing. You have to be careful about how you do that to public because public cannot consent, but also if it's subtle, it shouldn't bother her. One thing that is something she doesn't want in her home, that is her boundary, but she can't regulate it outside that home. Like punishments, furnishments in public, I don't agree with someone issue. With my collar or bracelet or something, that person who is offended may have a little hypersensitive. Well, we can only go with the we can only go off the information we have. They're not punishing, they're not furnishing. It is simply she does not like the collar, she does not like the bracelet, and she does not like the fact that her sister is giving this guy a little more respect, a little more of whatever agreed upon respect that they have in her home. So she basically want her to forget any agreement that they have simply because it's in her home. They're not doing anything like that. And I feel that if there isn't a situation where they are out here punishing each other or whatever or doing anything inappropriate, she should be able to wear her collar. She should be able to wear her bracelet. She should be able to have that stupid temporary tattoo, and she should be able to show him a little respect, a little more respect. Because first of all, when I was in my BDSM relationship, or when me and my ex was doing the practicing out in public, I would give him that little more respect because that was a part of the dynamic. The dynamic does not end outside of the bedroom. The dynamic is the dynamic 24/7. How you guys agree to present that dynamic is how y'all agree to present it. That's all I'm saying. The poll ain't say all that. The poll can't say all that, Missy Tiffy. Missy Tiffy, I know that you like to come here in Taylor Street and Shea Street and run amok, but ma'am, we have a little decorum because we got whips and chains in here. We got whips and chains because that excites us, and I need you to understand. Now that sister can choose not to listen to that sister and not visit her home again. I feel like telling someone what they can and cannot wear is a lot. So you're telling me that she could be like, you can't visit my home because I don't want you wearing a collar. I just feel like that's a lot. That's a lot. Everyone, yes, can have a boundary. You can be an asshole for that boundary. I feel like she's an asshole because it's a collar and a bracelet. And you're what'd she say? How old was these kids? Let me look again. 4 and 2. Your 4 and 2 year old is not running around here saying, "Hey, mommy, I want to wear a collar." So this is her. This is all her. She's projected it onto her family, but this is all her. She's projecting it as if it was a problem with her family, but this is all her. This is all her issue. And I feel like she's an asshole because it's a bracelet and a collar. And you should not have a problem with a bracelet and a collar, and you shouldn't have a problem with your sister choosing not to directly look someone in the eye if that's what they're doing. It's not disrespectful to you. She's not being rude to you, and all of that. Like I just feel like she's doing too much. All right, I just feel like she's doing too much. Y'all don't agree with me? Because, like I said, no, her disliking it, her being uncomfortable, and her not wanting it is not the asshole part of it. But like her pushing it to the limit in which she pushed it, it's always about how you ask for something. It's always about how you go about achieving that goal. Okay, I feel like I was cricket. I feel like I was cricket. Because there are things that I don't like, but because I can understand where the person is coming from, I can understand what they do and do not need. I can understand what they do and do not like. That does, I have to make the decision on, like, is that something that's more important to me? Like, is my relationship with them more important to me, or is what I'm doing more important than my relationship with them? And it just really depends. I will hold my ground if it is important, and then they would have to decide: is the relationship that we have more important than your comfort level, and so on and so forth. So we all just have to really think about it. It's all on the level. But I just want to know, if you come at me disrespectfully, it's automatic off rip. I don't care about your comfort level. Not sweets, really? Really? Really, sweets? Really? Can't touch this? So chaotic. I can't stand her. So, I had closed it, so I can't answer that question. Rebo, I closed it.
Look at this. Look. Look. Look.
Really, sweets? Not boo. I did. I closed it. We're on to the next one. Yes, ma'am. I heard you tell Ramsey, look at this. Y'all don't ever do these sounds when I'm cooking. Y'all only ever do these sounds when I'm like I'm so chaotic. We're chaotic people. Okay. Am I the asshole for kink shaming my mom? All right, offer it, offer it. What are y'all thinking? What are y'all thinking? Are we thinking we're gonna kink shame our mom if our mom was letting us know that she was into certain kinks, or are we kink shaming our moms? It's the way Taylor and Draghi are the most quoted people in this kitchen. That's her business. Homer, it's tissue. You can't have it. Yep, she the asshole because we don't kink shame her. We sure don't. But let's hear the story. Let's hear the story. Let's hear the story. So initially, we were all saying she the asshole initially, without any context. Now let's get context. Let's get context, okay? Whew. I'm not gonna pull the "it's not what it sounds like" card. This is exactly what it says on the tin. I personally think I was justified in doing so, but I'm willing to hear people out if I wasn't. My mom, 55, female, has this pretty necklace that she wears all the time. I'm 20, female, and would always admire it when I was a kid. Nobody else has a necklace like it. It's metal. Oh, this is really good coming after the last one. Let's read this. It's metal and wraps around her neck like a ring. She never took it off and always told me that it was a gift from my dad whenever I asked about it. last week she sat me down to tell me something. She told me that she's in a 24/7 BDSM relationship with my dad. 24/7. I mean, first of all, she's 20. She's 20. Okay, let's continue. The necklace is not actually a necklace. It's a fucking collar. I said it because I feel like that's how she typed it out of. That he has the key to. I couldn't handle it. The necklace that I always loved as a kid is actually for her kink that she was showing in my face for my entire life. Now I'm rethinking all of her behaviors and all of the ways that she got me involved in her goddamn kink. Hold on. Now, I told her that she was disgusting and stormed out. Now she's blowing up my phone, accusing me of being a prude and a kink shamer. My dad's getting into it too, swearing that this shit is healthy. I just don't know what to do. Currently, I can't even think of forgiving her for telling me this. So, Reddit, am I the asshole? Edit. For info. While she never did anything directly sexual around me, I've learned that kink isn't inherently sexual to a lot of BDSM people. So things like her opening the door for my dad and giving him a back massage is actually just their kink. She calls him sir. Also, I am asexual and sex repulsed. She knows this. One more edit because people are rightfully asking how it came up into conversation. I literally just complimented her necklace and told her how much it meant to me. That's partially why I was so heartbroken to hear about its origin. I apologize for being so angry in the comments, but this has admittedly been traumatizing for me. A lot about my childhood is coming to light. We're not done. We have a final update. Things are coming to light that I've never thought about before, repressed memories that I didn't want to think about. They would never control their volume. I thought they were fighting. My dad called my mom dirty and awful names. She will kneel down and shine his shoes every day, kissing his feet. I thought this was normal. When my parents weren't having sex, they were fighting. Or they were still having sex. I can't even tell anymore. My dad told me that he had needs and my mom needed to meet them. The thought of being controlled by something so violent made me want to puke. I think that's what made me sex repulsed. To everyone in the kink community who found this post, kink is not sexual. Stop using weddings as an excuse to shove your kink into the faces of non consenting people. You never know what they've been through. To all the people telling me to grow up, talking about sex is normal. I am traumatized and you're seriously not helping. Goodbye. Okay, so we read everything. We have all that stuff. So, what do you think? Uh, there is a lot to unpack here. First of all, there should be a level of respect that adults have for children. I feel like this is an ongoing conversation when we bring up kids. Like, I feel like adults do not have enough respect for children. There are certain things you do not present to your children before their level of understanding, and you should never, ever mess up their childhood at their level of understanding. That is something that the world is going to do. Trust me, they don't need your help. Um, that was a lot. That was definitely a lot, Missy Tiffy. And I just felt like I feel really bad for this person because she didn't ask for it. She simply said, I love your necklace. It's really beautiful. I always loved your necklace. And mom should have probably just said thank you. I feel like she should have just said thank you. Given the background, I would say no. I feel like she's not. And this is me as a Kingster. I feel like as a parent, you have a level of responsibility for your children. And as an adult, you have a level of respectability that needs to be given to kids off rip. I feel like not enough adults respect children. They think that, like, The last one, she's wearing a collar, she's wearing a bracelet, but she's not kneeling at this man's feet. She's not kissing his feet or scrubbing. She's not doing that stuff in front of the kids. And I felt like wearing your stuff and like choosing not to give him eye contact but still engaging in your sister and her family respectfully is okay. But this situation is where you have your kids and you are imposing on them a lifestyle that they do not get a choice in. They do not get to consent to this. So it's just something you should not do as a parent. And I don't want to like parent shame. I don't have kids, but I've worked with kids since, what was it, like, I think I worked with kids since 2012. It's been a long time. I've worked with kids for a long, long time. And I just feel like, from what I see, there aren't enough adults who respect kids just off rip. And I just feel like this was a situation where they did not respect her. And they still don't because they're not understanding where she's coming from. I think it's because of how she processed it, because kink shaming is not okay. However, I don't blame her for it because it was brought to her at an age she couldn't comprehend, and children shouldn't be exposed to stuff they can't process, in my opinion, unless they're going to explain it to them in that moment. Exactly. Exactly. So she's saying the way her parents interacted with one another is what made her sex repulsed. Yes, so she says she's asexual. Let me read it to make sure. I don't want to get it wrong. Yes. So she's asexual and sex repulsed, and she believes that this is the reason why, because they were not discreet. So she's saying they were not discreet in sex acts, and they were not discreet in the provocative acts, because kinks are not just sexual, but she felt like the arguing, or what seemed to be arguing, in the derogatory term, because some people have a degradation kink. Some people do have a degradation kink, um, but were not respectful of the fact that she is a child, and these are things that she should not be hearing. She was hearing these as a child, so she probably suppressed that memory, but became sex repulsed because of it, because that is a thing that happens a lot of the times. Um, this that's me. No, that's me. If she's saying there was long term stress, yes, she's saying as a child, she heard their acts and seen, she's heard their sexual acts and seen their lifestyle acts, but they never explained it to her. She just thought it was normal. As a child, she cannot consent to this. Like, I'm looking at this from her age standpoint. If she says, I don't know, I'm just guessing, especially if she's a child, by the time of cognitive recognition starts to set in, maybe around 5, sometimes earlier for, higher IQ people, but somewhere around 5 is where they start to like formulate long-term memories. And it's just like, if she is seeing this as a child, she is not understanding it, but she is hearing these awful noises. From what I understand, if she's being spanked, he's calling her derogatory names. She's probably saying, "I'm being a bad girl." She does not understand this, and so it has manifested itself into the current lifestyle that she has chosen to live. Um, and then her mom brings this and just plops it on her table, on her lap, like, "Hey, this isn't a necklace, and hey, it's BDSM." And I'm just like, you don't do that to kids. You don't do that to kids, and you don't do that to your kid. You don't do that to kids. That's just how I feel. You do not do that to kids. You don't do that to kids. I don't care how old the kid is when you do it. You don't do that to your kids. I just, you just don't. But also, that stuff about the wedding, like, I understand that she's angry, but you didn't have to like do that. If someone chooses to have a BDSM lifestyle wedding, that is their choice. And you can choose not to go. That's just how I feel. If you know someone is in that lifestyle and they're having a wedding, you can choose not to go to that wedding, because even if it's the smallest thing, even if it's him putting a collar on her neck in the ceremony, that is their lifestyle, that is their chosen lifestyle. You cannot tell them that they can't have their lifestyle in their wedding. It's their wedding, not yours. You can choose not to attend. That's how I feel about that statement. She didn't have to make that statement. It's a bit confusing how this all came out because of a necklace. Well, she said she just complimented it, and her mom was like, "So yeah, this isn't a necklace; it's a collar." And I am in a 24/7 BDSM relationship with your father. And I feel like, wow, you guys been on the road. They've been together for a long time. Kudos to that. But also, guys, could you not have respected your child? I feel like you could have had that and respected your child. I feel like I just don't understand. You could have done both. You could have done both. That's just how I feel. You could have done both. You could have had your lifestyle and respected your child. You did not have to choose one or the other. That's all I feel. That's just how I feel. So yeah. Are we all at least in agreement? Like, she's not the asshole. Like, how she said it was very assholish, but I understand. Like, I do understand. The whole thing about the wedding was very assholish. That has nothing to do with anything that happened to her. And if I was having a BDSM lifestyle type of wedding, I wouldn't. Children can't come. That's just how I feel. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's complicated. It is so complicated. Hmm. Any more questions about this one? Like, we can move on to less, kinky ones. I have one. Um, it says, "Am I the asshole for calling my best friend dumb for marrying for love?" So, like, she was an asshole for some of her responses. She was an asshole for some of her responses. Um, because those people are not your parents, and I understand that you're angry, but you don't. You do not have, like, you're angry and repulsed, and you're remembering your repressed memories and stuff like that. I get all of that, and this is painful. That is something you definitely need to take up with a therapist, but you don't need to take it out on somebody on the internet who you don't know, who did not raise you, who did not traumatize you, and who is probably not out there traumatizing their kids. A lot of people that I know in the lifestyle are not traumatizing their kids. They have normal time with their kids, they have their BDSM time, and they still get to claim it being 24/7. I'm not in the lifestyle anymore, but I'm single and I'm liking that life. Not you just off rip saying yes, Dr. Freebo. It's just silly to ask, "Am I the asshole?" but really want no one to say yes. This is true. This is really, really, really true. This is true. Like, this is so true. This is so true. I feel like a lot of people ask, "Am I the asshole?" because they just want someone to agree with them, and it's just like, nah, be you the asshole. But am I the asshole for calling my best friend dumb for marrying for love? Off rip, without no context, I'm going to say yes, but I don't know the context. What do you guys say? Are you going to say yes? Are we? Are we? Are we saying yes? Telling your friends that they're dumb for marrying for love? Right now, yes. Yes. I agree. I agree. Without context, yes. I feel like sounds ish. Yes, yes. I agree. I agree. Not derailing the conversation. I just want everyone to enjoy the irony with me. It's rumored that Elonia Musketeer is locked out of Twitter HQ in not Elonia Musketeer. Why are you calling him Elonia Musketeer? I'm dead. Is locked out of Twitter HQ and can't get out, and people can't get in because he fired the person who controls the badges. Oh wow. Is Elonia Musketeer the asshole? I say yes. Without the rest of the context, I say yes. Was like, who the hell is that? Right? Like, why are you calling him Elonia Musketeer? just Elonia Musketeer. Elonia Musketeer is the asshole. Just okay. So that is so ironic though, and I love poetic justice. Okay, so let's read this. Am I the asshole for calling my best friend dumb for marrying for love? I, 27 female. You guys, this is not my real age. These are not me. I am I am in a very stable relationship with my fiance, 29 female, for around 4 years, and we are planning to get engaged eventually and then marry. Okay, thank you for that. My best friend, Chrissy, fake name, and also 27, female, has been with her own fiance since they were 20. Oh, 7 years, that's cute. They only got engaged this year, and it was kind of weird how it took him so long to propose. Man, you've been with yours for 4 years. Okay, let me continue. That's how I talk about him without being badgered for trash talking him. People are mad at you for trash talking him. I have to BRB because I got to blow my nose. Give me a second. I don't want y'all to hear the trumpets. Oh, all right, we're back. Request trumpets. No. First of all, no. No, ma'am. That's not a thing that I'm ever broadcasting. It's just like okay. So they only got engaged this year. It was kind of weird how it took him so long to propose since he seemed to be financially stable and all. Throughout the years, I asked Chrissy why her fiance hasn't proposed yet, and she kept insisting it was not the right time because said, she never said the reason why, just that it wasn't the right time. Eventually, he proposed in the beginning of 2022. They're planning their wedding for next year. They decided to plan their engagement party during the summertime because due to the busy schedules, they couldn't do it earlier. So their engagement party was this past Saturday. And her fiance made a speech dedicated to her and mentioned pretty much the reason they didn't get engaged sooner. And I couldn't help but pity my friend. So the reasons were that he didn't have a stable job for the first few years of their relationship and only jumped from position to position, from Walmart to Target, etc. He hadn't finished his degree yet, so he had no higher education. He got his degree in 2019 and only then was he able to get a proper job. He bragged and also thanked Chrissy for never giving up on him and growing with him, and how they helped each other form their amazing personalities and achievements, and how no matter what the future holds, he'll never forget, etc., etc. My fiance and I felt some type of way about it. Some friends of mine and Chrissy agreed how Chrissy basically stayed with a broke man and waited for 7 years. And we don't think that's something praiseworthy, but pity worthy. Oh my God. Okay. All right, let's continue. As friends, we decided to explain to her our perspective of how we think it was ridiculous that she had to almost reach 30 to move on with her life with that man when someone else could provide what she needed much sooner. Chrissy always said how she wanted marriage and kids, and it's sad that she had to wait long for this man to get his act together, and she didn't know her worth. That's not what that means. All right. She said that she loves him and he's an amazing partner and wouldn't break up with him over the misfortunes. And what matters is that they love each other. I told her it's dumb how she's marrying for love and not for stability, and how she's basically wasted herself for love, and how the first issue should be raised when he was working at Walmart and Target back to back. She called all of us materialistic in classes, and she said she doesn't care if she struggles financially as long as she struggles with the right person who will value her emotions and listen to her. And she said that we are miserable bitches who will find no happiness in life and are very shallow. Could we be the assholes for criticizing her this way? Okay. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Man. They were miserable bitches. Did you hear? Oh, y'all, I'm on the wrong screen. Y'all got me on the wrong screen. Y'all supposed to be seeing my face. You let me do this whole time on the wrong screen. I can't believe y'all. All right. So, offer up, yes, you're the asshole. Regardless of how someone chooses to live their life, it is not your responsibility to tell them this. It is a choice. So, it's a choice. Oh my God, it's wild. Okay, so me as a person who will not marry for love, that's not a thing that I will do, and people know why, and that is my thing. My friends who do and did marry for love, I am all for it. I'm 100% in on it. I'm 100%. I 100% helped the proposal. I 100% cheered them on through their struggles. I 100% was there because regardless of how I choose to live my life, how my friends to choose to live their life is their choice. And as their friend, it is my responsibility to be there and be a good friend. You do not drag your friends into your miserable ideas just because that's how you think. Her choosing to be with this man who she has supported, and it was just what, if from the sounds of it, like the first 3 years he didn't have his degree, and then he got his degree, and now that they're stable, he has proposed. So it's not even like she wasted her time. He was like, I want to wait until we're stable. She agreed. They were good with each other. They were good with their relationship. And then as soon as he became stable, they're making a life together. I don't feel like she wasted her life at all. I don't feel like she wasted her life at all. I feel like she is getting both of it. She's getting a stable life with a stable man in a stable relationship, and she got love. I feel like that's something we should want for our friends. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. She was definitely an asshole to me. Update. There are 50 people stuck in Twitter's parking garage since their badges are disabled, and Elonia Musketeer Muskeracket is asking the guy he fired who works the badges to come back and help. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. The Boys and Girls Club asked me to unlock my computer after they fired me because I had all my programs on there that they were running that I created. And you want to know what I said? No. Delete them all. I wouldn't. So, I think there's a way to say things, and her friends are miserable bitches for the way they presented that. They did. But yeah, this person could have just been happy for her. But no, too hard. Exactly. Too hard, Missy Tiffy. Like, if I ever said that to any of my friends, any of y'all, if I ever say anything outside of, I can't stand y'all because you killing me and you leaving me on the other side of the map, Missy Tiffy, just punch me in the face, okay? I give you permission. You getting all the inside info, sweet. How you getting all the inside info, sweet? She is probably following the updates. just punch me in the face, Missy Tiffy. I give you permission, okay? A mixture of TikTok and Twitter. I'm surprised Twitter is not broken. Twitter is still alive. That is crazy. So we're all in agreement. They were the assholes for sure, right? We all agree. Like there were no questions as to who the assholes were in this situation because all they had to do was be happy for their friend's engagement and upcoming wedding. That's all they had to do. And then the thing about it is, after he proposed to her, he didn't wait to plan the wedding. So it wasn't like a drawn out engagement. Hey, we're stable now. I would like to marry you. Great, let's get married. I just feel like they are just you know what? I agree with her friend. They are miserable bitches. That's what I agree with. That's what I agree with. They were the assholes. There's a way to say things, and that wasn't it. There's a way to say things, and that wasn't it. There are some things that you just shouldn't say. That was something they shouldn't have said. It was a way that she chose to live her life, and she's getting both. She's getting stability, and she's getting love. I feel like that friend came out on top, and they are jealous, and she is upset. Because she probably knows that if she gets married for money, she's not going to be happy. She probably knows that there is somebody that she broke up with because they didn't have their shit together when she was ready. And now they got their shit together and they're marrying someone else. She has to watch it. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. I'm probably reading a lot into this situation, but that's what I feel is going on. It's just how I feel. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. That being said, though, you don't have to wait for anyone to get their life together for you to move on, and no one has to wait for you. I mean, I do wholeheartedly believe that. Either way, he was a scrub. Either way, if he was a scrub or not, it ain't your business. It is not your business. If she wants to struggle, she wants to struggle. She's not struggling. From the sounds of it, they're not struggling anymore. So, but she gets both. Like, I don't understand why they just couldn't be happy for her. It's really baffling to me why you just couldn't be happy for your friend. You could do maybe one nice way to voice the concern, and then that's it. You could definitely do a nice way to voice a concern, and then that be it. I don't understand why my ear doesn't want to be inside of these braids. Like, why are my ears trying to be outside of these braids? Get under there, please. But I'm gonna just say this person was an asshole, and so was the rest of her friends. Okay, so am I the asshole for choosing to stay in a romantic relationship with a distant relative? I don't. I don't know. Okay, with no context, I don't know. Because a distant relative means like someone you haven't seen in a long time, and they're like really a. I don't know. I don't know because I don't know. This one sounds like a yes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Do they have the subject matter jurisdiction? Sweets, I don't think they do. I know I don't. I know I don't. I think you should be asking Elonium Musketeer if he has the subject matter jurisdiction to ask that man to come back and help turn the badges on because I wouldn't have. This ain't an asshole thing. It's a them problem. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know because I feel like this would be more of like, well, I guess everything's kind of personal, like how you would personally do it. But with the last one, even though I would not personally marry for love only, it can't only be for love. Um, the financial stability is very, very much on top of my list. But I do also have to love you. Like I don't care how if we're not gonna have a good time together, I don't marry you. Like, but also, outside of what I think, I can still cheer my friends on. Like I just don't understand. So I guess this is more personal, but we'll see. Let's read it and find out. Okay. I've been dating a girl for around 1.5 years who I just found out recently is my third or fourth cousin. You don't even know which one it is, but third or fourth cousin. I already told her that we're both cool with it because we never knew each other as cousins when we were younger, so it isn't awkward in that regard. We also aren't planning on having kids, so that part isn't very important to us. Only other person in my family who knows is my sister, who says it's disgusting and awful, which I would agree with if I knew her as a cousin my whole life, or if she was a closer relative. Then she called me, quote unquote, a creepy asshole. I know it's weird, but since it doesn't bother me and my girlfriend, am I really an asshole? I would not date a relative. I would not, if I'm dating someone and I find out we were related, that's the end of the relationship. We are now cousins. Um, but I guess if it doesn't bother them too, I guess I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like this is like rocky because you don't want to pass judgment, but also third or fourth cousin is not that far removed. It's not that far removed. And there are a lot of cousins that I did not know growing up, that I did not meet until my adult age, that are my third or fourth cousins. So I don't know. I wouldn't. I personally would not date a cousin. And if I'm dating someone and I later find out that we're related in any kind of way, it's over. That's the end of the relationship. Have a great day. I don't plan on having kids, but I don't plan on dating my cousins. So let's just, you know, see you at the barbecue, bruh. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Hell no for me, but they ain't an asshole. That's their problem. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking the same thing. Like, I would not date my cousin, and if I was dating someone and I found out we were related, yeah, that's it. Have a great day. I'll see you at the family reunion. But they're not an asshole. This is just a choice they made. Like, they're not exactly an asshole, but they better hope that sister keeps that secret. I don't know if she's gonna keep that secret though. Like she literally called him a creepy. What did he call him? What did she call him? A creepy asshole. She called him a creepy asshole. It's fairly safe to assume that she's not keeping that secret. If they go anywhere where there's a family, she's gonna say that they're seeing each other. Like I don't think she's gonna keep that secret. Like, I don't think he's gonna keep that secret. And someone who calls me a creepy asshole, I'm not expecting him to keep any kind of a secret. The sister is an asshole for calling them an asshole. Well, if she don't want to have to keep a secret like that, and they try to pressure her to, then that would make them kind of an asshole. Yeah, I would assume so, but we don't know what happened after this. Honestly, no clue. But if they're just dating for a year and a half, who's to even say that they're going to have like a long lasting relationship? It probably won't be long lasting. I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't. I would definitely not date anybody I'm related to. So yeah, I'm gonna say we believe this person is not an asshole. They're not making the best decision, but they're not an asshole. And We all have made stupid decisions before. It's giving Queen Lizzie with her cousin Ben. What? Queen Lizzie with her. Oh, that's her husband. Yeah, yeah. Never mind. Queen Lizzie. It's the way you call her Queen Lizzie, like you just knew her, like that's your next door neighbor. Like I was thrown. Like what? It's a cultural thing. I see. was I was so thrown. Like Queen Lizzie and her what? Cousin Ben. Cousin Ben. That is hilarious to me. Like Queen Lizzie and her cousin Ben. I'm dead. Okay, okay. All right. So our next one is: Am I the asshole for reading romance novels despite it making my boyfriend uncomfortable? Okay. What do you? What say you with no context? All I did was read the title. Is she the asshole for reading romance novels despite knowing it makes her boyfriend uncomfortable? I do not know. I would say no. I mean, like, are you reading them out loud? Like, are you just reading them? Because I don't see anything wrong with like romance novels. She didn't say erotica. That's a completely different genre. Can't say yes or no. It just depends. Like, are you reading them out loud? Are you like, what is this? Is he an insecure asshole? Possibly. We don't know. We have no context. Nope. It's giving he doesn't like her to use toys either. He needs to grow up. Sweets have, we haven't even read it, and Sweets have already said he don't want her to use toys and he need to go sit in the corner and go play with himself. That's what she said. It's the snap judgments for me. This is my favorite part. It's the snap judgments. Okay, so we're going to get context now. Am I the asshole for reading romance novels despite it making my boyfriend uncomfortable? I, 29 female, am a huge lover of romance novels. It doesn't matter how bad or trashy they are. They are fun and to just veg out to as they require very little focus. This is true. Like, this is true. You remember the one book club we were in, Sweets, literally it required no focus. All we heard was twat and pussy all the time. So yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, that's true. Someone buy this man a flashlight. I'm so dead. um, I do enjoy more nuanced books too, but they require more focus, and I don't always have the energy for that. I've currently been binging out all of the Susan Trombley's books. 10 out of 10 would recommend if you like the sci-fi fantasy romance novels. Oh, so they're just romance novels. They're not even kinky novels. This is what it sounds like. My boyfriend, 30 male, has never liked me reading these kinds of books in our 2 years of dating, as they make him uncomfortable. They're in parentheses, so I did parentheses too. Um, so I stopped reading them around him. I figure while not every book in this genre is pornographic, a fair few are, so that was likely why he was uncomfortable. So I didn't push further. We are discussing moving in together, and he has told me he doesn't want my books on the bookshelf, as it's embarrassing to have them out in the open like that. I told him if he'd prefer, I'll keep them on a bookshelf that isn't in the living room of the house where guests could see, but no, turns out he doesn't want them on a bookshelf at all. I ended up asking him what the fuck his issue was and told him they were harmless. He has told me I make him feel uncomfortable by enjoying these kinds of books as they seem low intelligence. Sir, excuse me? And that I also make him feel less like he's not enough. I tell him that he was of course enough and pointed out how him watching porn doesn't mean that I'm not enough for him, does it? But he refuses to see the similarity. I always figured it was harmless to read these kinds of books. I don't get why it makes him so uncomfortable. Maybe I'm the asshole for still reading them despite knowing he feels this way. Oh no, dude's definitely the asshole. You're not the asshole in my opinion. What do you guys think? Not low intelligence. I mean, twat and cunt vomit. Asshole. Find new boyfriend. Fuck him. Insecure asshole. Yes. And like the double standards, sir. You watch porn. You watch actual porn. Like she's just reading a romance novel and they're not even all like pornographic and they're not all like erotica. So it's just like it's weird to me. And then you're gonna call them low intelligence, even though that one book was definitely of low intelligence. But you know, that was one book. And there are probably a lot more. But that doesn't mean all the books are like that. Put him in a wheelchair and push him in the tub. First of all, we are not ableist here. We do not make jokes about people in wheelchairs. And second of all, we are not diary of mad black womaning this man. We are not diary of a mad black womaning this man. Okay? It's like, just saying. We can push him in the tub without the wheelchair. He'll be fine. Never seen that movie. You what? Karibo, really? Oh wow. You guys, I feel like we gotta have a movie marathon of all the bad uh Tyler Perry movies. We have a marathon in Discord of all the bad Tyler Perry movies for Karibo so she can understand why we're diary of a mad black womaning people. Hell no. Yeah, no, 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 no. We're gonna be there. We're gonna laugh at all the horrible parts because the movies are pretty bad. I wasn't trying to be, and I apologize for that. That was from Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I know exactly where it was from. I remember that part. I know exactly where it was from. Definitely, definitely. And I know you wasn't trying to be that. I just know that those jokes are sensitive for people who are in wheelchairs, and I have quite a few friends who are in wheelchairs. So you know, we don't do that. So I know you didn't mean that, but I just want to let you know we don't do that. But also, I do know where you got that from because I remember that scene, and we are not doing that to that man. So yes, but I just feel like she definitely needs to leave this guy. This guy is has a huge insecurity, especially if just reading an erotic book or reading a romance novel is triggering him in such a way. And then to insult this woman because she wants a low mental engagement book to read. It's still book, so it's still a higher mental engagement than watching SpongeBob, which I'm sure he does. He sounds like the type to watch SpongeBob. I too am the type to watch SpongeBob, so I'm just saying he sounds like the type to watch SpongeBob. So you can't be talking about low intellectualism when you also engage in the low intellectualism. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. I feel like she needs a new man. Ooh, ooh. Mm. But yes, Karibo, we need you. Not the SpongeBob. Ma'am, I watch SpongeBob. And we all know SpongeBob is low intellectualism. I swear, every episode of SpongeBob, I like. You had to be high to write this episode. You had to be high. Missy T, are you trying to tell me that you don't think that? Like you had to be high to write this episode. I just don't understand. It's modern great American cinema. Cinema? Excuse me, let me. What? I had to do a spit take for you. Because this, what? Like, cinema? This wasn't working. It was not, it's not cinema. That is not cinema, man. It's, they had to be high. It's like, I can admit, like, first of all, I've engaged in a lot of um, low intellectual television. Cat Dog, Ren and Stimpy, Rocco's Modern Life. Come on. Like, I'm just saying, I've engaged in a lot of. It's musically. It is not, ma'am. First of all, first of all. Anyways, I've engaged in a lot of, you know, intellectually unsound type of things because I like all things. I like all kinds of things. It warms my heart. It moves the soul. Okay, you know what? We're moving on to the next story. At that point, we have nothing else to discuss. She needs a new man. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Busy TV, you are dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. All right. Am I the asshole for being uncomfortable by someone else doing kink stuff as a coping tactic in public? I'm so confused. I'm gonna read that again. Am I the asshole for being uncomfortable by someone else doing kink stuff as a coping tactic in public? Okay, so just off of the title, I don't think so. I don't think they're the asshole. Um, you can't always control what makes you uncomfortable or what you are comfortable with because a lot of the times you don't know what you don't know your hard yeses and nos until you're in the situation. A lot of the times, sometimes you know them, and sometimes you have a general idea of things that you would probably not like. So I would say no. Um, but we're gonna need more context. I just feel like just being uncomfortable by a situation, I don't think that it would make you the asshole. Hey, Potato! How are you doing, Potato? How are you doing, Potato? We are reading some Am I the Asshole? And we're doing like, it's relationship, sex, kink edition, relationship, sex. Yeah, relationship, sex, and kink edition. So yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, Mac, I've been lurking. Thank you. Not hey. Why did I say it like that? Hey, Mac. Thank you for your lurk. Hey, T. How are you? Just getting the tot down for bed. Good night, Tater Tot. I can read. I promise. I promise. So yes, guys, we are actually. Thank you for popping in and saying and speaking up. But we're talking about kink, sex, and relationship edition. Am I the asshole? We've been going through them pretty quickly um, because Missy Tiffy decided to just go off on a tangent and talk about SpongeBob being a cultural masterpiece, and I just can't get behind that. So we're moving on to the next one. We're moving on to the next one. I just can't get behind that. Like cultural masterpiece, it is not. As it is not. Okay. So Am I the asshole for being uncomfortable by someone else doing kink stuff as a coping tactic in public? I'm at college in the UK, so my friendship group is made up of teens between the ages of 16 and 19. I'm kind of friends with a girl, we'll call her M, as we have some mutual friends. She has some form of anxiety disorder to the point where she has a panic attack every half, 1.5, 1 to 2 days. I'm guessing that's supposed to be 1 to 2 days because it's 1/day. I'm like half days, so it seems like she's having two a day, but I don't know. From very brief discussions, I know that it was caused by some trauma from a while ago. As a coping mechanism, she participates in little culture. Basically, that she kind of regresses to a child like state, 5-ish, and acts like a child for a period of time. She'll skip around the room, giggle like a child, move things around to make people kind of annoyed with her. She likes to describe herself as a bratty little and carry around a soft toy that she refers to as her Stuffles. On a couple of occasions, she has watched TV shows for small children. Teletubbies, Peppa Pig, etc. I've never seen a Peppa Pig episode. I've only ever seen like clips of Peppa Pig, by the way. On her phone at full volume while sucking her thumb. She talks about how she wished she had a daddy, someone who parents a little, who would punish her. Everyone in our group is aware that she gets off to it. The thing is, I don't care what she does at home. M is an adult. Debatable, but you guys are in the UK, so I assume yes, adult. Um, M is an adult. She can do what she wishes when it comes to the bedroom and in private. But the fact that she does all of it in public is embarrassing for our group as it draws attention due to the 18-year-old who is hugging a teddy bear watching Peppa Pig at full volume. But when I've tried to talk to someone else, they call me an asshole since she's been through traumatic experiences and this is how she copes, which makes me feel guilty for my opinions. It's just a really awkward situation where I don't know what to do, or even if I should do anything, since I might be completely wrong. All right. What do you guys think? Peppa Pig is actually kind of cute. I can tell you who I wouldn't be hanging out with. Mississippi said, no, you are not the asshole. I'm running away. I already know. Mississippi said, I'm running away. I'm running away. Call me. Oh, never. Hey, I just met you and this is crazy. But give me my number and call me never. That was Mississippi. Mississippi said, call me never. The shows and the plushies are not my problem. Her abuse issues is something you can't deal with. Right. She does need to go to therapy. I understand, like, this is a coping mechanism, but is she coping or is she suppressing? Because if she's not coping with it and she's not improving how she deals with her anxiety, she's not coping. If she regresses each time she hits a high anxiety spike, she's not coping. Is there therapy that's happening to where she's learning how to cope with her anxiety? I don't have a problem with her wanting to be a little. I know several littles. Again, used to be in the lifestyle. I know a bunch of people on all the different spectrums of kinking and kinkstering. Neither of those are words, but I know people on those spectrums. And it's just a matter of, are you able to cope with your actual problem? Because her being a little is her being a little. I feel like if she actually got therapy for the anxiety she's feeling and the trauma that she experienced, she would still be a little. But I would not know. Partial asshole. Just leave the friend group. Yeah, just leave the friend group. I think their opinion is valid. That's a hard one. Like, I don't think it's their business to tell her to stop, but it sounds like she does need some professional help. I agree. I feel like I said, I always say it's you're not an asshole for feeling how you feel about a situation that you are in because, like I said, you don't know how comfortable something makes you until you're there. And sometimes you have a general idea, but like you would solidify it because you're in the experience, and then you have to like, okay, yeah, this makes me uncomfortable type of situation. It's always in how you go about expressing that discomfort or how you go about expressing a need that you need. You have to be respectful of the people in the situation, especially if you care about them. But be respectful, just offer it. And it sounds like she it does not seem like she said anything disrespectful to them. I just feel like the friend has a greater problem. I don't feel like she's actually coping. I but I'm not a professional. I just feel like she's not actually coping. I feel like she's using her experiences and her desire to be a little to um, excuse her anxiety. And I don't think that that's safe for her. And she should probably seek help for her anxiety and trauma. She can still be a little. I believe that even with therapy and some type of help, that she would still be a little, honestly. A lot of people like to say that so a lot of people like to believe that some of our kinks are based on the things that we did not get as a youngster, and sometimes that's true, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes some people are just natural kinksters, and it's just a thing that develops. It's all different parts of it, and there's no wrong way to be either of it. But if you are definitely experiencing a situation that makes it hard to cope in regular life, seek help. That's what it's here for. My arm is itching. Strong arm. Y'all can't see that. I don't even know why I did that. You couldn't see not a single arm. You probably saw a fist, but you didn't see like my arm at all. I don't know why I did that. Am I the asshole for telling my friend group about another friend's kink so they would also stop being friends with him? Oh wow. You just out here spreading information about people like, excuse me? Oh wow. Okay, so yes, like it does sound like it's making life difficult for the people around her, and that's when you need to control that kink. Exactly. Yes, asshole. So, um, for those who are just popping in and just saying hello, we judge the person based off the title, and then we get more information because those slapstick judgments are important in life. They're not. Don't do this in real life, but we can do this tonight. So, are they the asshole for telling their friend group about someone else's kink so that the friend group would stop being friends with that person? What do you think? I think asshole because why would you do that? Do you have a good reason? Is there a good reason? Like, is there a good reason we can feasibly think of to do that to someone? I just want to know. I'm just curious. I mean, it don't sound great, Mississippi. It sounds how it sounds. It sounds how it sounds. It does. It definitely does not sound great. Only good reason would be if for dangerous or disrespectful. I agree. If it's dangerous or disrespectful, I always say, do the things you enjoy as long as it's not harming anyone else or disrespecting anyone else. Yeah, we need more context for them not to sound like trash. Yes, but the titles be so riveting. What you talking about? The titles be so riveting. The titles be so riveting. Okay, so am I the asshole for telling my friend group about another friend's kink so that they would also stop being friends with him? Let's see. Okay. A little backstory. This friend in reference, let's call him Paul, has been my friend, has been my roommate for a little over a year. So this person is 26 female, and the person that they're talking about is Paul, a male. Um, don't know the age of Paul. Okay. We've been good friends since college. We've also maintained our friend group from college as well. Recently, I started to notice something odd. My underwear has been frequently disappearing and reappearing in my drawer. At first, I didn't notice. Well, the remote control is like way over there. I'm not going over there. You can turn off if that's what you want to do. It's my TV. My TV is yelling at me. At first, I didn't notice anything, but occasionally I would notice that some pairs that were supposed to be clean had a strange smell. I started to get really suspicious after a while, especially after I brought it up to Paul and he just shrugged me off at first. But I started getting really weird vibes, and after some arguing back and forth, Paul finally admitted, very reluctantly, the truth. Apparently, Paul has been stealing my underwear, wearing them, and putting them back in the drawer. Oh, Paul, sir, please don't do that. That is not kosher. We don't share underwears in woman land. We don't share underwears in woman land. With that, with what I'm assuming, is the hope that I end up wearing them too. When I found out, my skin crawled. I'm honestly a very open-minded person, and I wouldn't have a problem with Paul wearing women's underwear if they weren't mine. And he also confessed that he had been doing it for months. I felt so violated by this and told him that he would have to leave immediately. Luckily, he agreed and left that night and has been crashing on a work friend's couch while he looks for a new place. He said he was really embarrassed and understood why I was no longer comfortable with being friends with him. The only thing is, he requested that I not tell our mutual friends. But I could not tell them, considering they were all wondering why Paul had to leave so suddenly and why we weren't friends anymore. They knew something had gone down, and when they asked, I just told them because I honestly needed support about the whole thing. And I also knew there was no way I would be able to keep hanging out in the group if Paul was going to be there. Everyone was really shocked and understood my decision. Paul confronted me over text about it, telling me that I was wrong to share his kink with the whole group and that it was his private information. But I told him I was allowed to tell my friends about how his actions affected me, considering he went against my privacy and violated not only my trust, but also my person. Well, that is interesting. I was not expecting that story. I was not expecting that story. Hold on, let me catch up with what y'all are saying. I was not expecting that story. Um, potato heart. Oh, Paul. Oh, Paul's the asshole. We must have consent, right? Yeah, she ain't the asshole. He's a predatory dude. Nah, fuck Paul. Get out. Get her. Now it's your private information, but you were putting your junk in my drawers. So it's Paul's the asshole. Um, Paul, we don't share underwear in girl land. Like, people who identify as female do not share underwear with other people who identify as female. It's not a thing that we do. Um, I'm not sure how the boxer brief worlds go, but in identifying as female, we don't share the underwears, Paul. I feel like that's important for you to know moving forward, Paul. I hate when people are like, let me violate your personal space and things, but if you tell anyone, how dare you? Nah, Paul knew what he was doing. They don't do that in the boxer brief world either. Mississippi said, nah, Paul gets no passes here. Paul gets no passes. Yeah. Let's go get him. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Paul was being very predatory. And for you to sit here and violate this person's personal space, put your things in her underwear and then put those underwear back in the hopes that she would wear them. You do not get a right to ask for privacy. You don't get a right to ask for levity. You don't get a right to ask for forgiveness. You don't get a right to ask for any of that. You took all of that from her. She does not owe you any of it. And I just need people to understand that. No Paul passes. Paul passes. Like, no Paul passes. I agree with you guys. I agree 100% with you guys. Paul absolutely was the asshole, and this person was not the asshole. And I don't feel like she was just gonna run to them and tell them. Although, yeah, run tell that. Although, yeah, run tell that. But oh my god, like it. Was you expecting that? Because I was not expecting that story. Did you guys go in expecting for Paul to be a garment snatcher? I feel like I'm gonna call Paul the garment snatcher. A garment snatcher? It sounds like Paul put her in a very uncomfortable situation. Paul put her in a very uncomfortable everything. It was all uncomfortable. Panty snatcher. Paul the Paul the panty snatcher. Isn't that a SpongeBob episode? Oh my god. Don't say SpongeBob when Missy Tiffy is in the chat. Lord. They went on a panty raid. I remember that episode too. Or they was like talking about going on one. It all comes back around. Don't be telling them that. Missy Tiffy, you didn't hear none of that. All things lead back to the SpongeBob. Don't say that. Missy Tiffy, you ain't hear that. Forget what anything was said, Missy Tiffy. You ain't hear, you ain't read that. I'm just going to strike that from the record. Please remove that from the record. That was not said in this chat. That was not said in this chat. I'm just saying. Paul the Panty Snatcher was definitely, he does not get to choose, what it is. I'm about to get banned. Oh no, I only ban necessarily. I don't think it's necessary. Mississippi ain't gonna never let me live it down. That's what's gonna happen. She already sat here calling it a creative masterpiece, a cinematic amazement, a marvel of cinematic proportions. That's what she's calling SpongeBob, y'all. That's what she's calling SpongeBob. And I just can't let her have that. So, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I cannot let her have that. I mean, I haven't watched it in like 15 years. Are they making new episodes? It's been a while for me too. I don't know if they're making new episodes. But anyway. But anyway. They are. It's wild. It's like South Park. They're still making new episodes of South Park. It is wild. It is so wild. That is definitely wild. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my sister in law about my sex life after she fat shamed me? All right. No context. Title only. Is she the asshole for telling her sister in law about her sex life after the sister in law fat shamed her? Is she the asshole? Full on context. As a fat person, no. I'm a fat person. People fat shame me all the time. It's like, fat people can have sex. Fat people enjoy sex. fat people can have successful sex. Mississippi, why you come out of nowhere about the penny raid? Maybe, but I'm down with the petty. I'm not. I'm down. Like maybe, but I'm down with that petty. Not. I'm down with that petty. Maybe. Yeah, it could be. We don't know the context, so they could have said something very petty. I don't know. Maybe. Although I am very petty person. I saw more SpongeBob. Mississippi. We had stopped. We had stopped talking about SpongeBob though. Fat shaming is real. Honestly, I'm like, you may think I'm fat, but your brother likes these rolls. That's fair. That is fair. That's fair. That is very fair. It's a very fair statement. Um, Super fair. So I agree. I agree with you, Potato. Because you might think I'm fat, but somebody don't mind it. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like people assume that fat people are not worthy of love and sex and success and happiness and just living. And if you're doing that as a fat person, you're promoting obesity and all of that, and you're just living. You're literally just existing. So you know, I I'm gonna say, just based on having lived a fat person's experience and is currently still living a fat person's experience, I don't think they're the asshole. That's all I'm saying. Let's read the context. That might change because, some fat people are assholes. Let's read the context. I really should be wearing my glasses when I do this with you guys, but apparently I didn't learn that lesson tonight. So that's not a thing that's happening tonight. I'm also chubby and sexy. So I'm pro this person. Same. Apologies for any mistakes since this is my first post and English is not my first language. This incident involves me, a female, 26, and my husband's sister, a female, 39, and happened a few days ago. Sister in law is a mean person. She fat shames everyone in the family, including me, even though she is double my size. Not you also being fat. Didn't I tell you fat people could be assholes? Double standards be getting me. I guess she is insecure and projected onto others. I've always been on the heavier side, and I got on birth control 2 years ago, which made me gain an additional 40 pounds. Yeah, from what I understand about birth control, especially the hormone related ones, you got to get super, super strict if you want to remain a certain size on birth control. Like, you got to be super strict. So, yeah. So now I'm a little fat. Sister-in-law recently took a picture of me when we visited my mother-in-law's house. She put that picture on her Instagram story saying, "Imagine looking like this while having 0 kids. Imagine what will happen when she has 3 kids like me." Wow. Okay, you just out here. Okay. My face was hidden, so no one would guess it was me, but I knew from seeing the outfit. She did this while we were still at mother in law's house. She didn't even wait until she got home to post it. I confronted her and she laughed. She said it was the truth, and if I'm so mad, then I must know it's true. She asked me why I had trouble losing weight since I was childless. That's offensive. And had so much time. I was mad and randomly said, "Ask your brother. He can't keep his hands off me." So I have a great sex life. Birth control helps me enjoy that and not pop out 3 kids like you. Oh wow. Okay. Okay. She was livid. She immediately went into a mother-in-law what I said in front of the whole family, like a little child complaining to mom. Everyone was shocked and embarrassed. Mother-in-law accused sister-in-law of lying because she didn't believe I would say something so personal and inappropriate to her. I didn't correct mother-in-law. I just stood and watched. Father-in-law also berated sister-in-law for being so vile and saying such things in front of the entire family. They kicked her out. Wow, okay. After going home, My husband was mad at his sister but confused about what exactly happened. I told him and showed him her Instagram story, and he was even angrier at her and called her and yelled at her. He sent his parents that picture and they were also mad. Now we are going to visit his parents next week, but sister-in-law is no longer welcome. I feel bad because she's blocked from her entire family. Did I go overboard? Should I have admitted I said those things to her? Am I the asshole? Wow. Ooh, let me catch up. Let me catch up. Let me catch up. Okay. Wow, birth control is crazy that way. Birth control is nuts that way. It really is. What a terrible sister-in-law. Oh yeah, she was horrid. Like that was crazy. Like why would you do that? She ain't the asshole. That's petty goodness. Y'all, her sister-in-law deserved it. She didn't even say anything that bad. Like, wow. Yeah, because all she said was, birth control allows me to enjoy the sex life and not have three kids. Like, it wasn't as bad as what you did. It was not as bad as what you did. Wow. 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 Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Um, I don't even know what to say. She wasn't giving explicit details. She really wasn't. I don't even know what to say. Like, why would you say that to someone? That is crazy. Like, I'm super speechless. Like, why would you say that to someone? Why would you sit here and be like, imagine looking like this with no kids? Imagine what she would look like if she popped out three like me. Like, why? 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 Why are you like this? Why are you like this? Why are you like this? I feel like she deserved it. I feel like she totally deserved it. Because, first of all, why are you sharing someone's picture without their consent? And then why are you talking trash about them? Did y'all remember that story about this lady who shared a video of this woman who was exercising? It was either a video, I'm pretty sure it was a video, but it was either a video or a picture, and she was exercising and she was talking about her while she was in the background exercising, and it was just like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Luckily that person got kicked out of the gym forever, like got banned from that gym, but not the person exercising, the person that was doing the video. But like, why would you do that? Fat people existing or just existing? I don't understand why you would do that. Why would you do that? Good. I remember that one model shared a picture of someone naked in the changing room. I remember that too. Just so rude. Like fat people are simply existing. They can exist in the gym, they can exist at the coffee shop. They exist everywhere, regardless of how you feel about the health of a person who is overweight, obese, or any of that stuff. They're simply existing. If they're not telling you to be fat, chill out. And she was like, ew, look, I have to see this in the gym, like freaking cruel. But they'll tell them they need to work out more. Where? Not in the gym where you don't want to see them. Like, it's weird. It's the weirdest thing. Like, it's the concept is so weird. And the sister in law got what she deserved, and she should have just kept her motherfucking mouth shut and dealt with her three kids. That's how I felt. She just kept her mouth shut, dealt with her three kids. But yes, yes, I feel like, you know, she got what she deserved. We're all in agreement that the sister-in-law, definitely got what she deserved. Like, fuck that shit. You shouldn't have did it. So we only got two more left. I think we can get through them. I think we can get through them. So the next one is, am I the asshole for essentially telling my boyfriend that I have had better sex with past men? Okay, so based off the title, what do you think? Do you think this person is an asshole for telling their boyfriend that they've had better sex with past men? Regardless of that, if it's true, do you think they're the asshole for telling them? Would you tell your current that you've had better sex in the past? I feel like sex is a forever evolving type of thing, and you should be able to express discomfort and dissatisfaction in the hopes of improving comfort, improving satisfaction. It's a forever growing thing, but I don't know. I don't know because I don't know. Based on the title, yes, I'd be pretty heartbroken, as you should be, as you should be, because who wants to know that they're not like? I know when you hear I've had better, it doesn't mean I wasn't satisfied, but you just can't help but hearing I've had better and feel I wasn't good enough. Like, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, I'm on the fence because I'm always like, you're not the asshole for disliking or liking, but you could possibly be the asshole for how you say it and how you go about it. Like, teach me, work with me. Don't tell me that. Right. So, yeah, let's get context. We might change our mind. I don't know. Let's get context, baby. Oop, that's too big. I probably use big enough because I'm not wearing my glasses like a smarty smart smart. So the update's at the top. So what I think I'll do is I'll skip the update and I'll do that last. All right. Context is key. Yes. It might be the key to locking this door. I don't know. We're going to find out. He is 23 male and I am 24 female. We really need an outside perspective. We discussed yesterday a lot about how sexual compatibility and what we can do moving forward. The essence of the conversation was that he wanted more sex. We currently have sex every day or every other day unless I'm on my cycle, her menses, when I don't want to. And we discuss ways to make sex better for the both of us and what we are turned on by. There was an in-depth conversation. I feel like that's super healthy, and not a lot of couples do that, by the way. Talk about your sex with your spouse. You guys are in it together, so talk about it. There was an in-depth conversation about things past girls have done that made him come the hardest he'd ever had, or were done in the best blowjob he's ever had. None of these statements bothered me, but they did set the tone for the conversation in my head. In the past, he's been upset hearing me discuss an ex, not sexually, just in general, and I'm not very careful, and I am not very careful to never discuss past guys. I think she means she is very careful to never discuss past guys, but we're gonna say it how it was written, even though it confuses me. I figured that with this conversation, talking about the past was fine and necessary. We had another sex. We had sex after the conversation, and afterwards, he was asking what I liked and didn't like. I mentioned wanting to be on top more and for longer. We were discussing that, and I said I had previously squirted once with two different one night stands when I was on top. I've done that, and maybe that would happen if I was on top longer. It had never happened before or since. I know I did not orgasm and made that clear. I have never orgasmed due to my own issues, and that has never been brought up as an issue. He immediately blew up and left the room. Calling back, why don't you go fuck them then? Sir, you can tell me about your escapades. I can't tell you about mine. Like, this is weird. I was completely shocked and confused by his reaction, And I said he was being ridiculous. They were so mediocre, I never even texted them back. Neither of them were bigger, better or bigger, more attractive, more anything than him. It was just something that my body did. It wasn't any more pleasurable than regular sex because, again, it wasn't an orgasm, just squirted. It wasn't anything those random guys did better. I have had 15 to 20 partners, which he knows, and this was a random occurrence 2 times in 8 years, and I've been sexually active. It has literally no bearing on his performance with how lackluster it was for me. I never expected him to take the information this way. My intent was only to tell him that if I'm on top longer, it's possibly I can squirt, which felt very in theme with the conversation. We had a huge argument. I didn't understand why he was this upset about it. And he said, the girl I was with before you was a better fuck than you. And I got really pissed and yelled at him. He said I was being hypocritical and that I was essentially telling him that those guys were better than me. He's now saying he doesn't think we can ever get past this and it will always be in his head. Am I the asshole for telling him I squirted before when I have it with him? Okay. This dude sounds like a fucking child. This dude sounds like a motherfucking child. Okay. Before I read the update, what do you guys think? They were young. They are young to be having these good conversations. I wish I did that in my early 20s. That's important. That's important. I felt like that was important. That's nice. Always sounds like it was a fair thought that she brought that up. Like she wants to squirt, let her teach you how to make that happen. Right. Yeah, not the asshole. He's too secure right now. Yeah. Um that was like, but you brought up your exes and you was like, "Oh, so when this was the best head, the best blowjob I've ever had, this is what this person did." So when she's like, "Yeah, so I was on top when I squirted." Like, what did you expect? Did you expect her to be like, so yeah, I was in the shower and just riding the little penis, I got stuck to the floor and I squirted? Like, no, that's not, like, no. Oh my god, like, no. It's like, what did, I don't understand what he expected and why he's blowing up about that. Do you not want to know how to please her? And that's one of the things that one of the conversations we had earlier tonight was about. The guy said, am I wrong for asking for more sex? And it was just like, it was just about he wanted more sex, but did he really talk to her about why she's not having sex more often? Because this is how you stop getting sex. This is exactly how you stop getting it. Stop pleasing her. That's how you stop getting sex. Sounds like some toxic masculinity. Yes. That's how you stop getting sex. Stop pleasing her. Sex will stop. That's just how I feel. Like this is how you stop getting sex right there. When you open the door to have an open conversation, but then she can't be open with you about her sexuality and what she desires in sex, then yeah, that's how you stop having sex. Let's read the updates and see what, if anything new comes out. So update. Thank you to everyone that responded and told your thoughts. I would assume that it's just first, just a few notes that are causing confusion in the comments. He has had more past partners than me and is excellent in bed. We have sex so often because we both enjoy it a lot. He's been told many times and is proud of his abilities, as he should be. I hurt his ego, and even though it was unintentional, he still felt hurt and lashed out. I'm also excellent in bed. We were discussing ways to keep things from getting routine. I truly do not think he was intending to insult me in the beginning or make sex better for him only. I feel like he definitely was trying to just make it better for him only. His ego got in the way. I wasn't offended by his first comment because I know if I'm not the best blowjob, I'm damn close, and him telling me more that he likes is the only way to make me the best. Also, the intention behind telling him about the squirting was because I thought he might like it. It doesn't do anything for me. He has made girls squirt in the past, and it's frustrating to him that he hasn't for me. His reaction wasn't right, but he is human and emotions. I don't understand why I'm choking. They don't always make sense. We are going to work on handling the aftermath better. I don't know. Update. Thank you, everyone that responded and told your thoughts and advice. I really appreciate it all. It's hard on Reddit because you can only see the smallest piece of the relationship and have to give advice based on that. I'm not going to break up with him, but I hear and understand the concerns. He has apologized for the hypocrisy and for his immediate hurtful reaction. He wants to work on his issues and have us move forward. They're so young. They have such a. I'm rooting for them because when I was young, I didn't. No one had that type of understanding. No one had that type of understanding. Sounds like some toxic masculinity. I feel like that's what he was experiencing and he lashed out, I guess. But my whole thing about it is, good for them. It sounds like he had a reaction that was not fair and recognized that. Yes, it does sound that way. It really does sound that way. And I hope that that's what it was and that they can move forward. And who knows? Who knows if he can work with her through this process and like help her understand her body and become comfortable with talking to an OBGYN, maybe they can find the issue, her own personal issue, and work through that. He could be the first person to make her orgasm. Maybe. I mean, it takes a lot of understanding and conversation and patience, but you got to be open and vulnerable as the person. Like, you can't just be expecting someone to be vulnerable with you. Like, you have to also be vulnerable with them. So I hope that they're doing the work. I'm rooting for them. I'm actually rooting for them. I don't want to say that she's the asshole, and I feel like his response was definitely asshole-ish, but if he can come around and he can like fix it and correct all that, that maybe we can say temporary asshole. He was a temporary asshole. That's all I'm saying. Maybe he could say that. We're all assholes every once in a while. This is true. This is true. That's what I say. Temporary asshole. Maybe he's just a temporary hole. He's a temporary hole. Temporary hole? He's not a Paul. Fuck Paul. Definitely fuck Paul. Paul can kiss. Paul can kiss his own ass because Paul ain't coming nowhere near mine. But Paul can kiss his own ass. Oh, I was looking out my window. All right. On to the last one. We're on the last one. And if y'all like it, thank you for coming. What's out there? It sounded like a truck. I think it was an 18 wheeler. This is the way potato feeds into my madness. This is the way potato feeds into my madness. Potato, you feed into my madness. All right. So here's the no context title. I'm fairly certain it's 18 wheeler. I see light. It's not a UFO. Gotta let us in on the scoop. It's not a UFO. It's not a UFO. Okay, so here's the last one. No context title. Am I the asshole for having sex with my fiance? So, no context. Are they the asshole for having sex with their fiance? Karibo, you have to answer without context. I can't give you the context. I don't know the context. Of course not. Okay. I don't have a fiance, so I'm not sure if it's appropriate to have sex with a fiance or not. Anybody out there who has this one-on-one thing with having been a fiance, just let us know. Do you guys have sex? Do you have the sexes? I believe you do. I am pro boning your fiance. Okay, so we have it from a good source. Potato. Potato is indeed married and has indeed boned a fiance. Potato says boning a fiance is positive. So, you know, I feel like Potato is a good source. I trust Potato. I feel like anyone out there who is questioning on whether or not they should have the sexes with their fiance, trust Potato. Potato has done that before. Preferably, you bone before you get engaged. It's important. As an expert, Potato is now the before engagement and during engagement boning expert. Wow, things that have been said over a hot mic. All right, let's read. That is so funny to me. So I live on the second floor of an apartment complex with my fiance. My neighbor below us, when when we moved in, we offered our cell phone numbers to them several times in case we were too loud so they can hit us up and ask us to be quieter. They declined each time. Now the rules with the apartments are quiet hours are between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. After a week, the neighbor tells us we walk too loud and we need to stop at 8 p.m. because that's when he goes to bed for the night. So we did our best to adjust for him. Then yesterday, about 5 p.m., my fiance and I were going at it, and our neighbor below us bangs on the ceiling of our floor, on his ceiling slash our floor mid fuck, which killed my SO's mood. So we stopped. And about 5 minutes later, the dude bangs on our door and yells at us that he doesn't want to hear us fuck it and threatens to call the cops or apartment manager if he hears us again. So am I the asshole here for getting down, or is he the asshole for losing his shit and demanding us to change our lives for him? Well, that's quick. We got context. Not the asshole. I feel like they were within the reasonable hours. They said between 9 p.m. and 7 a.m. is quiet time. I feel like those are reasonable. That's reasonable. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so go for a walk because I do what I want. Not the asshole. It really depends on how loud they're being. But if he's mad about footsteps, he's probably very sensitive. I feel like he was going to be very sensitive regardless of what they were doing. Because, yeah, it was like footsteps. They walk too loud. And I need you to stop walking at freaking 8 o'clock because that's when I go to bed. Well, sir, go to bed an hour later because I still got to go pee. And you're going to hear me walk across this floor. And you know what? You're going to hear my shower too. Shower's going to be on. Yeah, I feel like I need to listen to music on my porch. So I'm going to listen to music on my porch real loud at 6:30, 7 o'clock. Like, I'd be super petty. Sex wasn't going to be the only thing he heard those days. And I'm single. I would have found a way to make sex happen in that apartment. I would have borrowed my friend's yappy dog. Yappy dog, come talk. Come talk to me, yappy dog. Like, nah, I'm sorry. Nah. Am I the asshole? I feel like I would be. I think I would have been the asshole. I think I would have been the asshole. Yeah, I think I would have been the asshole. Well, this was a revelation. I learned that I was the asshole. Go figure. I need some more context. Like, what decimals are we reaching? I don't feel like we needed context. He didn't like them walking. I bet you he got offended when they unlocked their front door. Holy crap, I didn't expect this to blow up. I took some of your advice and reported the situation to property manager. He said they would speak to him about it. Also, starting soon, we will be petty and fuck every single day. Not extra long, but normal sex, starting at 8 p.m. and going to 8:59. I don't know what kind of advice they were given, but I'm digging it because they're gonna go be petty. They're gonna go be petty. I feel like that was accurate. I feel like that was a good thing. Yes, get that schedule. Cause that's hilarious. Like, how you gonna tell someone that? First of all, they were giving the hours and they were respectful within those hours. And then you was like, hey, can you be quieter an hour sooner? And they gave you that. So in the 5 p.m., you're mad at them for having the sexes that they can't have at night in the bed or in the morning when they wake up. Because that's when I do my best. Like, that's when I'm doing my best. So they can't have sexes in the peak hours. You don't want them to have it in the middle of the day. Sir, we're not doing this. What we're not going to do is this. This is not what we're going to do. We're going to do a lot of stuff. There's going to be a lot of sex in this apartment, but what you asking, not going to be a thing. Not going to be a thing. That's how I feel. That's just how I feel. Wow, there are a lot of people live tonight. It's Thursday, right? Twitch is bumping. Twitch is bumping. So I'm going to send you guys to Outlawed because I haven't gotten a raid Outlaw in a long time. Let me see how long Outlaw has been streaming. Oh, Outlaw just started, so Outlawed is not even about to end. Not even about to end. Outlaw is playing, I think, Call of Duty. Yes, Call of Duty. This has been fun. If you guys like it, I'm thinking of making like this a redemption, a once a stream type of redemption. We can do a random "Am I the asshole?" and it just be random, not necessarily kink, sex, or relationship related, just random. Um, I can make a spinny wheel for it. I can make a spinny wheel for it, and then the spinny wheel will choose the subject of the subject. So if the spinning wheel chooses the subject, then that's the one we'll do. And then we'll read it and we'll discuss, is this person the asshole or not? Or is everybody the asshole in the situation? Or is no one the asshole in the situation? There's no way. There's really no way of telling it. And I had a lot of fun. The discussions were like A1. It's like A1 sauce. It was like the Am I the Asshole was a really good seasoned steak, medium rare, and then the A1 sauce was on top. Like the conversation was the sauce. Like, let's go. So yeah, let's go. Show some love. It was saucy. It was indeed saucy. It was saucy. This was fun times. This is fun times. It would probably help if I could spell their name. Am I doing it wrong? Okay, yes. All right. Did it right. Did it right. Whew. Because I know things. I know how to do things. Do y'all know how to do things? Because we all know how to do things. But thank you guys for coming tonight. I had so much fun with y'all. Um, yeah, if y'all like it, I'll definitely put a poll up in the Discord. We can vote there. I'm gonna vote for yes. I hope y'all vote for yes, and then I'll implement it in the next stream. I'm not streaming tomorrow because I'm up late. Like, we're just not doing this. You're definitely gonna have to like alternate how this works. So I will see y'all on Saturday. Saturday we are baking bars for week 3. We're doing brownies. Remember, we are raising money for No Kid Hungry. So bring your appetite and your money to donate for No Kids Hungry. Not me, No Kids Hungry. Have a great night. I love you guys. Don't stay up too late or early. I'm not sure how this works for you. But bye. Always a great time. Have a nice night. I'll catch you in the next one. Yes, it was fun. I love it. Bye.